Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
Well, you are listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, a Mike Chisholm production.
And Mike Chisholm is now a producer
He's
of
our
this.
producer, yeah.
Okay.
We should call it a Mike and Darin joint.
A Mike and Darin joint. Okay. Yeah?
Yeah?
Very,
Yeah, yeah.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. If Buddy Hackett was alive, he would totally love this podcast. Please welcome your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 146.
Yeah. We took a week off last week.
Yeah. Daddy was pooping and puking. A lot.
Okay.
A whole lot.
Okay.
I thought I was dying.
Uh-huh.
The only reason I didn't go to the hospital is because I didn't feel like it.
Right. Well, there you go.
I'm gonna update everyone on that.
Yeah, last week was crazy because Jacob had a band concert on Monday. He had something else on Tuesday, and then Cameron had something on Wednesday. So we were going to record on Thursday, and then you're like, nope, not doing it. We didn't even bother trying for Friday.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, let's do something over the weekend, maybe. And then you just went ahead and like, you know what? I'll just do this episode without Darin. So the last episode, which by the way, I listened to it and I thought Mike doesn't even need me.
No.
And I was like, yeah. So the last episode, what we did was we took almost every single week. Mike and I, we talk. And a lot of times we have either we go overtime or we screw things up, or
Sometimes we just shoot the shit.
There's also a lot of times what we do is we will take a segment of the show and we hold it aside and we save it for our loyal patrons.
Yes.
Well, last week's episode, if you haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, it's amazing. Mike took a best of our stuff that we held back, that we pushed aside for our patrons, and put it into one glorious episode. And that's what was last week. So if you haven't heard that yet, go back and check it out.
So I don't want to toot the horn of the show too much. I will stop short of saying it's the best of.
Right.
And I started having so much fun, I grabbed more stuff, bring it up to an hour.
So if you want to become a patron, what I'm saying is you go to irritabledadscenter.com and you sign up for Patreon. You know, we put a lot of bonus stuff on there.
Yeah.
And we put that last week's episode out as a little sample of some things that you might be missing. So if you want to hear more of Irritable Dad Syndrome, you can. And that's what we have on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
And it's more raw. Yeah,
a little bit.
If you like it when things go off the rails, that is an entire episode of going off the rails.
Well, speaking of going off the rails.
Ooh.
Oh my God. I am going to Chicago here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. And I had what's known as a debacle.
Okay.
In planning my trip.
Okay.
So I was supposed to be there this week, and there's 2 or 3 people on my team in Chicago who are not going to be there. And my boss said, hey, let's reschedule this for another time so that when you come up here, you will see all the people, you know, everyone here wants to meet you, and we're going to do a thing, a big dinner and that type of thing. I said, okay, well, the soonest I can come is after my son graduates, which is the week of the 29th. Okay. So my boss and I were talking. We said, absolutely, let's do it the week of the 29th. So I go and I book my flight with United Airlines and I book my hotel. Okay. And then I'm planning the itinerary for the week. We're going to do this on this day, this on this day, this on this day. And I'm talking to a guy at my office up in Chicago, and he said, you realize that the 29th is Memorial Day, right? And we're not here. And I said, no.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to my boss, and I said,
are you just going you're supposed to be meeting with people, right?
Yeah, I'm going up there. We're going to do 2 shoots. Okay. And then there's going to be some training involved.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a team dinner celebration, because we've had a lot of great accomplishments in the year and a half since I've been there. Yeah. And we really don't do anything because there was a couple of us who worked off site.
Okay.
Anywho, talking to my boss, and I said, yeah, Monday's Memorial Day. She didn't catch that either. So I'm like, this is going to be a lot of fun trying to reschedule all this. I thought that booking the flight again would be the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
I contacted United Airlines and I explained to them I booked the wrong day. I need to, instead of leaving on Sunday, I need to leave on Tuesday. Can I do that? And she could not have been nicer. And she looked at my thing and she says, okay, let me see what I can do. And she says, I'm happy to work with you on this. within 20 minutes, I had my flight changed. Instead of leaving on Sunday, I leave on Tuesday now. And she even bumped me up and then got me a window seat. You know, it costs money to pick what seat you want.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, I can sit anywhere. I'm
you know
going
what?
by,
I did notice that when we were putting things together. That's new, though. That's relatively new.
I was flying by myself. I'm like, I don't care where I sit.
Yeah.
Just as long as
I'm in the plane. Make sure
as long as I'm in the plane.
It's the old George Carlin bit. Yeah. Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Fuck you. I'm getting in the plane.
So I said, not a problem.
Yeah.
And anyway, and she got me a window seat. So United Airlines gets an A+. They could not have been nicer, and they changed my flight. The hotel, that was a different story.
Yeah.
I
do you want to name the hotel?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm really, but well, because it wasn't the hotel.
Does it rhyme with less cistern? Or Bilton?
the
Holiday Inn?
The Rubble Green Hotel. Yeah.
The Dead Poof Lynn?
It was none of the
Pooper Late.
It was none of those.
Okay.
It was none of those hotels. When I made my reservation at the hotel, I go online and it sent me to their website. I made the reservation to show up on this day and to leave on this day. And I checked everything and it was fine. And that was the rate. And there's the taxes and the fees and the final thing and boom. So I realized after 5 p.m. the mess that I made. And it was an honest mistake. Okay. We just didn't realize that was the holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I called him the next day. This is within 24 hours. That's what you refer to, Mike, as a grace period. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I thought United Airlines was totally cool with this. This place will be totally cool with it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no.
They told me there's absolutely nothing you can do about this. That's what I said. Because
really?
They said, Mike, that there was a no cancellation policy that I agreed to. Now, listen, when I booked my flight and it said, do you sign here for insurance in case whatever? Yeah, okay. I've got 2 kids who go to high school, a wife, a mother, myself. Any of us could get sick at any time.
Yeah.
And something could happen. I would need to cancel. So I bought the insurance on the plane tickets.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about a no cancellation policy at a hotel. I've booked hotels many times in my life, and I've never had a problem changing a reservation.
Yeah.
Or if you have to cancel a reservation.
Yeah.
They would not budge. And the guy finally said, I'm like, well, look, I said, I can't leave on that day. I have to change it from Sunday to Tuesday.
Yeah.
He says, hold on. So he puts me on hold. About 5 minutes later, he says, I have reached out to the hotel. They are willing to change your reservation for an additional fee. Are you sitting down?
Okay.
I think $933.
What in the hell?
$900 additional.
Wait, did you book this through like Priceline or something like that?
No, not Priceline.
But one of those things that you don't go directly to the.
It was the third part. I didn't realize.
Yeah, you got to go directly to the hotel.
Yeah.
But you thought you were.
Yeah.
I know
because
what you're
I went to the hotel's website.
Yeah.
But it sends you to a third-party reservation place.
Yeah.
And he says, will you agree to that price? And I said, no, I can't agree to that price. Now, I could have agreed to that price and told my company that this is what's happening, but I'm not going to do that because I grew up poor. Okay. I'm not frivolous.
Yeah.
And it's stupid. And out of just
the principle of the thing.
Out of the principle. Exactly.
What the hell?
And I said, no, I can't do that. So I need you I'm going to have to cancel this reservation. And he says, well, I don't think you're not going to be able to do that either because of because of this agreement that you made. And I said, look,
are they going to come to your house and drag you there and make you stay in that room?
Yeah. I told him, I said, look, I have to. I'm canceling this reservation. He says, well, I'm going to put in the request to cancel it, and you'll know within 7 to 10 business days if it's been approved.
Fuck off.
Yeah, they can't. So that was on a Friday.
Yeah.
Sunday night, I get the email from them saying, unfortunately, we regret to inform you that we cannot cancel this reservation. I mean, I am hot. I'm livid. I'm like, I was like,
I'm worse than Ticketmaster.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to call my credit card company. I'm going to have to dispute the charges. I actually did call my credit card company to see what I had to do to dispute the charges, and that would have taken 30 to 60 days. Okay, I need this resolved now.
They took your money now. Why can't they change it now?
I've been in a dispute situation before. It does. no offense to my credit card company, it does take a lot of time to dispute a charge.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can't be upset with my credit card company.
Yeah.
I'm like at a loss. I'm hot. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I am just like really getting more and more pissed. And then I realized, I'm like, Darin, you haven't spoken actually with the hotel. So I went online.
Talking to the third
I've
party.
been talking
the
to the
whole
third party.
time. Ah.
I called the hotel and
Yeah.
I spoke with a woman named Linda Powell, who
Okay.
is in Chicago. Okay.
Is she okay with you telling her name?
I don't care.
All right. Linda, welcome to the show.
care. Linda Powell gets the gold star for customer service excellence this week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Okay.
I explained to her what was going on, and I said they are not budging. They won't reschedule my reservation without a $933 fee, and they won't cancel my reservation.
Yeah.
Can you help me? And she said, yes. Yeah, I can. In her exact words, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I said, no, it doesn't. And so I'm giving her all the codes that they gave me and everything. She says, let's give them a call.
Oh.
So I have never done this. Okay?
You were on the line with them?
Yeah, I've never done this. I called them and then conferenced her in. I merged calls. Okay.
Oh, no.
I don't technically know how to do this. And so they're like, good evening, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd already talked to them earlier that day. And I'm talking to them again. I'm like, hi, this is Darin Cox again, asking you one more time. Can you change this? Unfortunately, we can't. And she goes, yeah, you can. Her exact words.
Did he say, oh, you got your mom on the phone to help you out?
He did ask what her name was and her position. She's like, I'm Linda Powell. I work the front desk and in charge of customer service and this something else,
Oh.
And he said, there's no way we can. She goes, yes, you can. She said, there's a grace period. And he didn't cancel his reservation. If you cancel a reservation within 20 days of your stay, then there's a charge. Okay. But he's not canceling it. He's modifying it. You can modify a reservation.
Yeah.
And he's like,
there's nothing magical about the first time you talk to him.
Yeah. And he's like, well, we have a no. She goes, no, that doesn't apply at all. And they hang on. Well, we need to put you on hold. And she says, Mr. Cox, well, while we're on hold, she goes, if they won't do this, I'm going to handle it over here. I will. She says, I'm going to make you a new reservation and we'll cancel this all out.
Yeah.
And then they come back after 5 minutes of having me on hold.
Yeah.
And they said, well, we need to contact the hotel. And she goes, you're talking to the people at the hotel. Yeah. I am literally at the hotel now. And she's like, you can't do this. He's not going to get a fee, and you can change his reservation.
Yeah.
And I'm like Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting, standing up going, how you like me now? Yeah. You tell him, Linda.
Yeah.
I just wanted so bad to go, booyah, in your face. Suck it. So they finally put me on hold again, and then Linda was on hold.
Yeah.
And they did reach out and speak to her, which she told them, yes, you can.
Yeah.
This date, blah, blah, blah. And my God, it was an hour. I was on the phone.
Wow.
She was on the phone.
Yeah.
And they were on the phone for an hour.
Oh, my God.
And I told her, I said, Linda, you get absolutely the customer service award of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, she was absolutely amazing. And
That's
so I've
awesome.
got on one line, these people being,
yeah.
and then she couldn't possibly be nicer and helping out, whatever. Not only did she change my reservation, I saved $200.
Ooh.
It was less than what it had been had I booked it originally and stayed.
Yeah.
So the moral of this story is, and when I was talking to these people earlier on the phone, they said, there's nothing we can do. I said, I think you can.
Yeah.
I'm certain that you can. There is something you can do, but these are things that you're not doing. Now, I didn't yell. I didn't cuss. I didn't call anybody names.
Yeah.
But at one point, I did go vice president on them because I'm talking. They interrupted me, and I said, I'm talking. I'm speaking right now.
Yeah.
And I pulled the old, and I turned into the old man. There used to be a time when we had customer service and people seemed to care about people and their problems. And anyway, but Linda was just like, when we want you to enjoy your stay here.
Yeah.
And when you come back to Chicago, we want you to stay with us again.
Yeah.
She gave me a drink voucher.
Breakfast.
Dude. Yeah.
Bruh.
Amazing.
That's
absolutely
awesome.
amazing.
That's
so
awesome.
kudos to my best friend, Linda, who
wow.
helped me out when nobody else would. The moral of this story is
Book directly with the...
book directly, yes.
Yeah, so...
And when they try to charge you an exorbitant, a preposterous, a penultimate fee,
Yeah.
No.
So I've had a long-standing thing that I live by, which is always book directly. I did today book with one of those places that you're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of broke my own thing, but I did the...
I hate when I break my own thing.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Because we're going to Vegas later in the year, and I did a thing where everything's going to jump up in price. I'm going to grab something right now,
Right.
and then I'm going to look for something better when I have some breathing room. So I know that we have some place to sleep, and now I'm going to scout things out. So I found a better place today, and I had to do it through one of these things that rhymes with rice time or something. I don't know if they're the ones I use, but so that I can then go back and cancel the other one. But in general, you know that for the years before, I was traveling all the time. I was going to Europe a lot and flying a lot.
Yeah.
And I always used Delta. And I remember on personal flights that I was paying for by myself, I would go through these booking places, and it's like the cheapest flight or whatever. And they are so restrictive on, you have to pay this to pick your seat, and you can't do this. And if you cancel, oh my God, if you go directly with Delta, I had multiple situations where I was stuck in this country or over here, and I called Delta, and it's literally, I had an app on my phone. I press it. I'm talking to a person.
Yes.
Like a person.
Yes.
And they say, oh, you're in such and such. Yeah. And where do you need? Oh, you need to be there. Yeah, you're going to get there in about 4 hours. Okay. Well, go down to gate 43. There's somebody named Craig.
Yeah.
He'll take your ticket. And it's not for that flight, but keep me on the phone and I'll talk to him. Like they bend over backwards. And it's amazing. So from those few experiences going forward, for all of our trips, personal, even though it's a little bit more expensive, I always book directly with Delta because if something happens, I know that they will work with me on it.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and we joke a lot on this podcast about all kinds of things. But one thing we never laugh about is wallpaper removal. You see, there comes a time when a home needs a change, and that could be very emotional. Saying goodbye to that old wallpaper is just the same as saying goodbye to all the life-changing memories that happened in your home. Your baby's first steps, that time your son brought his girlfriend home for the first time and now she's his wife, and who can forget that Christmas when your Uncle Joe got stupid drunk and fell backwards into the Christmas tree? Oh man, those were good times. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Diff. So what are you waiting for? Run out to your local hardware store and get an entire pallet full of Diff. You'll be glad you did. Now back to the show.
So,
how you feeling?
I feel okay.
Good.
I am 6 pounds lighter.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Daddy went to town. So here's what happened.
Okay.
So last week...
Now, you thought you had food poisoning. Was it food poisoning?
I don't know. And
Okay.
that's why I'm not even going to say any rhymey things with the place that I ate, because that's a real quick path to get old IDS's coffers. We have about 30 cents in our account. They'll take all 30 pennies. So I ain't going there. But I ate at a place. Okay. And I went through...
Let's just call it Golden Corral.
No, it was not Golden Corral.
They're no longer.
Oh, they're not?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So I ate at Golden Corral.
It wasn't Golden.
No, it wasn't Golden Corral. Are they really gone?
They're gone. Yeah.
I'd always planned to have one last meal there before, to send them off.
Yeah, just stick your head right in the chocolate fountain.
Get some malt liquor and do it up right.
Yep.
Anyway, so I ate at this place, and I go through the rest of my day, and I feel okay. And I go to the gym, and I get about halfway through my workout, and I'm thinking, man, this workout's really hard. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
I need to go home. And I went home in the middle of the workout. I didn't even take a shower before I got into bed. That's how bad it was, because I hate doing that. And I woke up a couple of hours later and I was freezing. I was under the covers in a full sweat and freezing.
Yep.
And I got up and I felt like I had to, the pukas. I had to throw up.
The Technicolor yawn.
Yeah. And I
Shouting Europe at the sink.
So I'm laying there thinking, I haven't been sick like this since Thanksgiving years ago at my mom's house, where I ended up in the hospital for a night, or not admitted, just in the emergency room. But that was a horrible 3 or 4 days getting over that. I couldn't ingest anything and keep it down, which included caffeine. So I had a horrible headache on top of everything else. So I'm laying there thinking, this is my reality right now. And I felt like I had to vomit. I knew that if I went into the bathroom and started, I would do it. I would feel better. But I was like, that is admitting defeat. I'm not going to do that. I'm not sick. I laid there. I woke up again. I was freezing, then hot, all this stuff, on and on and on. Finally, had my temperature taken. Let me rephrase that. I took my temperature. When I say had my temperature taken, it sounds like somebody jammed something up my jimmy. No.
Hey, what happened?
I took an oral temperature.
Okay.
And yeah, it was hot. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so I went ahead and texted, I'm not going to be in. This is not good. I have a thing.
Yeah.
And probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, I go into the bathroom and I'm like, this is it. I'm hurling. Mm-hmm. And the meal in question came out.
Okay.
Listen to me. Listen to me, because I want to paint this picture very clearly for you.
I don't know that you want to. Okay.
Now, remember, I went home in the middle of my workout. I take a pre-workout drink that's very fruity.
Okay.
Very bad thing to have come back up the other way, combined with this meal that caused me all this pain.
Apologies.
Which caused me to have some horrible groaning going along with this at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And, it was a rough one. The whole next day, kind of the same thing, off and on, could not keep anything down. I think it was Friday, I finally got to the point I had to actually go into work. I had to do something for a report. I needed to be in there for 20 minutes. I did that. The time I came back, I was absolutely exhausted. Still hadn't eaten anything more than like half a cup of rice.
Yeah.
And went to sleep and slept all through the night. Woke up Saturday morning and felt queasy, but okay.
Yeah.
So I had like a salad, just ugh. And I forced coffee down my throat. I told Bess, I was like, I'm not dealing with this headache. I don't care. If I throw it up again, I'm going to drink the coffee.
Yeah.
The whole thing. So in the midst of all this, you had messaged me, are you alive? How are you doing? Mm-hmm. Are we doing the show? And I'm like, no. And I actually sat down to do some editing. Mm-hmm. I made it about 30 seconds before I started dry heaving again and had to quit. I could not even look at a screen until late Saturday, early Sunday. I did all of that stuff Sunday, and then I finished it up last night. Yeah. So I didn't touch anything that whole time. Boy, howdy. Yep. So the fun thing.
Okay.
Because I'm an optimist. I look on the bright side of things.
Okay.
I lost 6 pounds. And just looking at my favorite snack foods during that whole ordeal made me want to frickin' hurl even more. The idea of buttered popcorn, which is one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It made me a little queasy right now. It sounds pretty frickin' good.
Yeah.
I could not eat anything bad for me.
The only thing I can eat when I get that sick is peanut butter crackers.
Yeah.
Or saltines and Sprite.
So,
yeah.
Another thing that happens to me in the midst of all this is that whenever I have a fever, I always get a song stuck in my head.
Turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on. It turns me on, evil, evil. Turns me on.
Was it Chills and Fever by Tom Jones?
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
It's different every time. It's whatever I happen to be listening to. I've been on a kick of that band that shall not be named.
Okay.
Of a newer album that came out. And I've had this song. It was stuck in my head for 3 or 4 days, and I could not get it out. I started listening to anything to get that song out, but I'd turn off the sound, and that thing would come back. So I can't listen to them. Now, it's the same as like I can't eat at this place I just ate at. Mm-hmm. I can't listen to these guys in that vein.
Yeah.
I couldn't for a few days. I came back to them eventually, but I'm still not going back to eat at the Golden Corral.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
This portion of our show is brought to you by the Corky Beehive Max Toilet Plunger, the world's most powerful plunger. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Are you tired of breaking your back trying to unclog a nasty, impossibly blocked up toilet? Well, stand back, Troy. Do I have a product for you? The Beehive Max Toilet Plunger fits all toilet brands, including Kohler, with no splashback and powerful clog removal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why the hell do they call it the Beehive Max? Well, it's because this plunger actually looks like a beehive. It's quite brilliant, really. Run out and buy one for every bathroom in your home, because there's nothing more embarrassing than having company over and having to yell, "Hey honey, can you bring me the plunger?" The Corky Beehive Max Toilet Plunger, available everywhere quality toilet repair products are sold. Now, back to the show.
You know that old joke about, men and women want equal rights, except for when there's an invasion in the house. Then it's the man who has to go check the noise.
Bill Burr thing.
Well, that happened last week.
You had to go check a noise?
Yeah, it wasn't in the middle of the night, though, but I was in the bedroom, and Libby was outside. She goes, "What's that noise? What was that noise? What? And then she's like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" And the kids are freaking out. And then I come out, and I was like, "What noise are you talking about?" She's like, it's like, I don't know why when you hold both hands in the air, it helps you hear better. She's like, "Listen."
Yeah.
I don't hear anything. I'm going back. I don't remember what I was. So Jacob runs in our room and gets the bat. And he is like ready to go. He is so ready to go.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "There it is again." I'm like, okay. So I come back out, and she goes, "It's upstairs." And she says, "It sounds like Velcro being ripped." Like, what the hell makes a noise like Velcro being ripped? That's like a knock can be a bird flying into the window.
Farting.
That means that you might have a bat or a mouse in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. But I'm walking upstairs and I don't hear anything. Nothing. And we walk up, we look in all the rooms, nothing. I go back downstairs, and then there it is again.
That's a bat.
Yeah. No. Okay. I go back up, and in our office, Cameron had a stress ball that was basically a balloon filled with rice.
Yeah.
I don't know why he has a homemade stress ball, but he had a homemade stress ball that out of nowhere just popped.
Oh.
And then the rice would fall on the floor.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what it was. I'm like, why do you have a stress ball?
Yeah.
I mean, why do you have a homemade stress ball? He's got fidgets galore. He goes, "Oh, I don't know." And then how did it pop on its own? It just popped.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah.
Rice everywhere. So we cleaned that all up. And so that was the noise. And then, Jacob with bat in hand, we cleaned it up and we vacuumed it. But it reminded me of the story that I know I told on the podcast one time of Cameron came downstairs, woke us up, says, "I think there's cocaine in my bedroom."
Yeah. Yeah.
Go upstairs. That was another thing. He had a balloon
full of cocaine.
Full of flour.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Why do you have a balloon full of flour?
Yeah.
How do you fill a balloon full of flour? I don't know. But so we're done with homemade stress balls. We're just done.
That's right.
Before we go, I wanted to do a shout out to my mom. My mom lives like 10 minutes down the street from us. Last week, it was just pouring down rain, just in buckets, raining cats and dogs, as they would say.
Yeah.
I got a text from my mom that said, "Is it raining at your house?"
Yeah.
I said, "No, Mom, it's 80 degrees, sunny, partly cloudy with a nice gentle breeze. It's really beautiful up here. You should be here right now." Anyway, guys, we thank you for listening. Like we mentioned at the beginning, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com and sign up for Patreon, and you can listen to tons of bonus stuff. I mean, we have hours and hours of bonus stuff on that site. We've been doing this show 146 episodes now, and we throw stuff on there almost every single week. So I'm telling you, it's worth the time. And all you got to do is donate $1, $5, whatever. All the options are there. You can do that. You can listen to every episode we have by going to irritabledadsyndrome.com. Every damn one of them. Guys, we'll see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome. Thanks.
If you enjoyed this podcast, then refer a friend, and you could get the next episodes of Irritable Dad Syndrome absolutely free. For more information, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com.
Checkity, checkity, checkity. Bah, that's distorted.
Well, yeah, when you do that, when you eat the microphone, yeah.
And then I told her whatever.
As if.
Yeah. You know, I don't even. He's always talking about toggling things.
Yeah. Well, he lives by himself.
I don't know if you know that. They go and move everything around. They take
go-
all the peaks and lower them, and
They go woo.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Welcome to a very special episode of Irritable Dad Syndrome. I just broke wind. Sorry, guys, I've been up a long time.